Alright, welcome everybody to another mixing video. Today we're going to be looking at mixed bus processing. I actually received a couple of messages requesting this topic, and it's kind of funny because this was already what I planned on doing next. So for those of you that asked for this, here it is. And I just want to start by saying this is a little bit backwards of the way I would do this, because normally when I start a mix, I start with my plugins on the mix bus first before I go to the individual tracks. So that being said, this is a little bit different, but I'll apply the same techniques that I normally would. But for future reference for you guys, you would probably want to start with your mix bus chain already on the mix bus before you start the rest of the mix. So let's give it a listen how it is right now. We'll listen to the first verse.
I've awakened lately. The chains around me are finally breaking. I've been under self-restoration. I'm becoming my own salvation. Showing up, no more hiding. The light inside me is bursting, shining. It's my time to butterfly.
Okay, it sounds pretty good, but it could sound a little more glued together, I think. Right now it sounds like two separate elements, so I'll show you how I would address that. But overall, it sounds pretty good to begin. So that being said, let's get started. So the first thing that I normally add is VMR, because if you watch the other videos, I was using the VCC channel. Well, now I'm going to use the VCC bus, which is how this is meant to be used. Okay, so this in itself will glue things together. So that's why I use this plugin first. And then I always use a little bit of subtractive EQ, and on my mix bus chain, I usually go between two different things after the subtractive EQ. I'll either add some EQ with the FGN, or I'll give a little bit of color with the revival. With this particular track, I think I'm going to use FGN. So let's just bypass this, and I'll make some tweaks, and we'll go from there. I'll explain what I did.
All hard work is so far gone. It's more than just survival. This is my revival. This is my revival. Whoa, hold me, wrap me in love, fill up my cup. Cause only your love can fill up my cup. Cause I'm hollow, I'm hollow. Cause I'm hollow, hollow. I don't wanna be the last man standing. I don't wanna be the only one picking petals when the party's over. No, it's not any fun. Cause I'm fragile, and you.
Okay, so it's a little bit subtle, but when you're working with the mix bus, you need to be subtle, because you're affecting the entire mix, and things can get out of control really quick. So when you're doing EQ moves, you want to do like, if regardless if you're cutting or boosting, you want to be within about a half a dB to a dB. 2 dB at the most. That's even pushing it. 1.5 is a lot already. So yeah, this is the EQ moves that I decided. I used some high pass filtering, I cut out some low mids, some nasaliness here in the high mids, and all I did on the FGN was just boost the top end a little bit. I was hitting the mix bus quite hard, so I just dialed it back. For a rock track or something with some more distortion, it would be fine where it was, but since this is kind of a ballad type of song, I didn't want it to be hit that hard. Okay, so pretty simple. You can take these settings and tweak them to your liking if you wish. Okay, next I always add some mix bus compression, and I like to use the VBC rack. So with the VBC rack, I actually only use one of the 3 compressors, and the other 2 I just use for some color. Okay, so on this track I'm going to use the FG gray, and I'm going to use a little bit of the drive from the FG red, and I'm going to do nothing with the FG mu, just to get some of the tube sound. Okay, so let's I'll dial in some compression and I'll tell you what I did after.
You know this, I'm hollow, 'cause I'm hollow. This won't take too long, you'll see. I confess my weakness, I'm not giving all of me, till you pick up the parts that are broken, pour out your perfection. What shot out at me like a rifle? Or was it revival? Revival, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so with those 2 plugins already, things are coming together, gluing themselves, coming to life really. So when I use mix bus compression, I aim for about 2 to 3 dB of gain reduction, and that's it. Anything more than that, it kind of clamps down too hard. So that being said, I didn't want the low end triggering this so much, so I activated the high pass filter sidechain on this, all the way up to 150 hertz, and I used a 2-to-1 ratio, so very low ratio. Dialed in some threshold, auto release, because I really like the SSL auto release. Some people don't like this, but for me it almost works every time. And for the attack, I always have it on 1, almost always I should say, when it comes to mixed bus compression. Other things like drum bus, I'll change the attack and release. But as far as mix bus compression, this is almost always the setting that I use on VBC rack. It just works almost every time. So that being said, I'm going to move on to my next plugin, which, as you can probably guess, is another Steven Slate plugin here. So let me look back. I believed I used the 456. Yes, I did. Okay, so to keep things consistent with the track, I'm going to use the same settings. Just this time, I'm going to use the 1/2" 2-track, which is, a stereo 2-track. mastering tape deck. So I'll just adjust this to where it's not getting hit too hard. Have it peak around 0. Yeah, so let's listen to that.
Hold me, wrap me in my cause I'm hollow. I'm
Wow.
hollow.
Let's listen to that again. Listen when I take the tape out, how everything sort of just falls apart.
Cause I'm hollow. I'm hollow. I'm hollow. I'm hollow.
So to me, this plugin just brings the track to life. Even if I didn't have these other 2 plugins, if I use this tape machine, it just glues everything together. It gives it some presence. The saturation just, it makes it come to life. This plugin is amazing. I use this chain on every mix. You know, depending on the song, I might tweak things a little bit different, but every mix gets this chain right here. And I gotta say, this VTM, I can't live without this plugin anymore. As I said in my very first video, Steinberg and Cubase have their own tape machine, Magneto 2, and it's very good. It's very good, don't get me wrong. But once I heard VTM, oh my gosh, I'm never going back. Okay, anyway, usually I would just stop there, but every once in a while, before I send this to be mastered, well, I say send it to be mastered, but I master it myself, but I do that on a separate day with a fresh pair of ears, which is a good suggestion. So that being said, sometimes I'll do this on the mix, and sometimes I'll do this in the mastering stage. Okay, so just for the sake of not having to make or to show this technique in another video, I'm gonna do it on the mix and explain what I'm doing.
Around me are finally breaking. I've been on to self-restoration. I'm becoming my own salvation. Showing up, no more hiding. The light inside me is bursting, shining. It's my time to butterfly.
Okay, so if you look at this graph here, you could see that the stereo image is pretty filled up. We have a lot going on in the center, we have a lot going on the left and right, and if you look over in the mixer over here, everything is panned dead center. So if you watched my mixing piano video, you'll see that this was exactly what I was going for, to get some stereo image to it's just nice to have some information on the sides as well in the middle. we're not listening on mono systems. So that being said, we want to fill in the left and right, even if everything is panned dead center. So it's nice to have that. So all I do on the mix bus is I mono out the low end, because that really muddies things up if that's on the side. Same with the low mid. I took that a little bit out of the sides and put it in the center. The high mids and the high end, I spread that out a bit, and that just kind of helps image things. So this is my chain right here. We'll listen to it. I'll pop it in and out, and after we've heard the A, B, I'll go back and I'll just play this entire track for you, because I know that some of you wanted to hear the entire track with the piano and the vocal. So let's give it a listen.
All hard work is so far gone. It's more than just survival. This is my revival.
Dull.
This is my revival. Whoa, hold me, wrap me in love, fill up my cup, empty, 'cause only your love can fill up my cup. 'Cause I'm hollow, I'm hollow, 'cause I'm hollow. Be the last man standing. I don't wanna be the only one picking petals when the party's over. No, it's not any fun.
Okay, so I think without that mix bus chain, that it sounds decent, but it's definitely not ready for commercial use. It's just a little dull. The high end isn't hyped enough. It just sounds a little muddy. So moving on, I'm just gonna go ahead and play the entire track for you, let you listen to it. I'm not gonna pop the chain in and out. This is just with all plugins engaged. So I hope you enjoy this one, and I'll leave a link in the description to the Delarosa Duo channel, because they are amazing musicians and they deserve recognition on their work.
I've awakened lately. The chains around me are finally breaking. I've been under self-restoration. I'm becoming my own salvation. Showing up, no more hiding. The light inside me is bursting, shining. It's my time to butterfly. All hard work is so far gone. It's more than just survival. This is my revival. This is my revival. Whoa, hold me, wrap me in love, fill up my cup, empty, 'cause only your love can fill up my cup. 'Cause I'm hollow, I'm hollow, 'cause I'm hollow. I don't wanna be the last man standing. I don't wanna be the only one picking petals when the party's over. No, it's not any fun, 'cause I'm fragile, and you know this. I'm hollow, I'm hollow, 'cause I'm hollow, hollow. This won't take too long, you'll see. I confess my weakness, I'm not giving all of me, till you pick up the parts that are broken, pour out your perfection. What shot out at me like a rifle? Or was it revival? Revival, yeah, 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 yeah. Hold me, wrap me in love, fill up my cup empty. Only your love can fill up my cup. Whoa. 'Cause I'm hollow, I'm hollow, I'm hollow, I'm hollow.
So obviously there's just so much talent there. I love those vocal runs, kind of a sequence scale going on. Great dynamics. It really helps the feel of the song. I love, on my end, I love the little delays. Revival. Sorry for having to hear that terribleness. I can't sing. Anyhow, you know what I'm talking about. I think that dynamic delay trick really adds to this song. So yeah, the only other thing I would really do to this is add some automation, because obviously even though we used a lot of compression on both tracks as well as the mix bus, every mix can benefit from automation. Automation is the number one thing you can do to improve your mix, but I'd say that this mix is like 90% there. So if I were to do anything else, I would add some automation and that's it. Print this song and then master it. So that being said, this video is going to come to an end. The next few videos that I plan to do are a video on routing, a video on gain staging, which I actually have done a terrible job of gain staging on this mix, but I do have a method of how I approach gain staging. I just didn't do it on this track, which it could have benefited from that as well. And then besides that, just your standard drum mixing videos, drum bus, bass, guitar, all of those are going to come in the future. So if you're enjoying these videos, please give them a like. If you're not, you can dislike it, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, as I always say. And if you really liked it, go ahead and subscribe. I've actually been very surprised how quickly I've gotten some responses on these videos and some positive comments as well as some subscribers, and I just want to let you guys know, if you're watching this, that I really appreciate it, because like I believe I said it in my videos, this is how I learned how to mix, was watching these type of videos. So I would really like to give that back, and teach as many people as possible. So if you have any suggestions or something that you want to learn, shoot me a message. Some people have even found me on Facebook, which is fine. Send me a message and I will try my best to make a video for you on the subject that you are requesting. So that being said, thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.